last Thursday, including right before you first spotted the robber. What were you doing, that sort of thing?
Actually, I was just stopping by to see my friend Linda. I had no reason to stop by the store. She had lost her sister a couple of days before that, and so I was just stopping in to check on her.
And then, when did you first notice something became amiss?
Well, I knew the guy didn't work there. So I kind of played it by ear. He just, he insinuated that, that he did work there, and I go to that store probably twice a day, every day for the last 3 years, so and I knew he didn't work there. And I also knew that Linda was in there, so I wasn't going to leave her. And I wasn't quite sure how, he opened that door quite all the way open, so I thought he was opening it up to let me through, and that wasn't the case. So I just proceeded to talk to him a little bit, trying to get a feel what was going on, and also at the same time trying to see if I could see my friend in there anywhere, and I couldn't. So I didn't really make any conscious choice to stay or to go. I really didn't know what was going on even after I got in there a little bit. Still just hadn't seen my friend in there yet, so it was good to see that she was okay behind the stand. So
I talked to workers there, and they said that you are a hero for Miss Linda, and that's what she said as well. So how does it make you feel to hear her call you a hero?
Well, I think Linda's a hero, and I think I thought that before any of this ever happened. She's a strong woman, and she lives kind of far away from her family, and she's loyal to her job and the people that she works for, which are these gentlemen that own the store are really wonderful men. So I think that, because of who Linda is the reason I stopped. So if it hadn't been Linda, and she hadn't been the way she was already a hero, I think she's a hero to most of the people in this town. Everybody that knows her loves her, and pretty much everybody I've spoken to has known her. So I think that if she hadn't been a hero first, I probably wouldn't have been in that situation. It doesn't take, to be a hero, it doesn't take saving somebody's life. It takes being kind every day. It takes noticing the good that somebody has as opposed to what they don't have, So my mom told me once, you can always find something good about somebody. And that's what I did with that gentleman that day. I saw that rosary on his neck, and I said, "You're a Christian?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, give me a hug." And so it was like, I knew one way or the other it was going to go one way or the other. I just didn't know which way. So had Linda not already been the hero, I would have probably not been there.
How did it turn? How did he turn against you?
I don't think he really wanted me to turn against. I don't think he really wanted to turn against me. I think he just wanted me to get out of there. And then whenever it happened, I think he saw the resolve in my face that I wasn't leaving. And so he took that opportunity to pull me in.
Pulled you in?
Sorry, go ahead.
In the middle, and then you saw that it was a robbery? How did?
Actually, no. I saw Linda on the ground, and then I saw it was a robbery. So.
And what are you thinking at that moment?
I was just thinking to sit down there. I couldn't get down to Linda fast enough. I just wanted to hold her hand and let her know that somebody was there with her. And then pretty much after that, it was quiet. He taped me up, and it was quiet. I could hear him walking around and doing whatever he was doing, but I had no idea. I was never really afraid in there. I think, I'm a Christian, and I love the Lord, and the Holy Spirit walks with me everywhere I go. And I'm pretty sure that that's what was in control that day, of my words and my actions. So I never felt any fear, and I hope Linda didn't feel too much that once somebody else was there with her, you know. I can't even imagine being there by myself, you know, in that situation. She seemed pretty calm. Um, I know that she's a good heart. She deserved to stay alive, so obviously the Lord did too.
Do you think you being there protected her?
No, yes, absolutely I do. I think it threw him off enough. I think that something happened, you know. Yeah, I do think that Linda might have had a different outcome.
What about now? How do you feel? You said that you're a Christian, that you were covered that day. How do you feel regarding that suspect now?
Well, I'll tell you. I brought away more than I lost that day, okay? There's, you know, when you're a Christian and you try to talk to people about, you know, the Lord, and you try to introduce them to your friend that's Jesus, you know, they kind of look at you a little weird because you're talking in reality, you know, and it really becomes a reality because, you know, you speak to them. But what I felt what I've gained is I've had this feeling ever since, and I was talking to the Lord yesterday, praying, and it's joy. It's a joy. It's a different joy that I have brought away from that. And it's not a joy about things. It's a joy about trust. It's a joy about promises, his promises. And they came, he fulfilled these days. You know, he protected us. It's just black and white. He protected us. And that's why we're here today. Everything that day was done by a higher power than what we were. Here's what I'd tell you. When Linda and I were, because we've been friends for over 3 years now, we've talked about the Lord a lot. And we are different, even though we go to different churches, we've never ever felt a division among our Christianity or our beliefs. It's always been a very united feeling about the Lord when we talked about him. And what I do know is that while we were both there, I have no doubt we were both, whether praying silently and talking to the Lord, you know, whatever his will is what we'll both be willing to do. So that's what it's all about. Every day we live, we're just doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Did you walked in during the robbery?
I suppose it had just began.
And did he give you commands?
Right.
No.
Yeah, we'll just, so a lot of this captured on video. If you saw it, just record on that. That's probably best.
Okay.
So,
If you had the opportunity to do so, would you say
Oh, yeah.
something to him?
oh,
What would you say?
if I said, oh yeah, I've thought about this. You know, I'd probably give him a hug, to tell you the truth, okay? A real hug. And I would tell him, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing to forgive. But when it comes to my friend Linda, I cannot forgive that. I won't forgive that. And that's probably something I have to talk about when I get there, but to heaven. But you know, I have no doubt what would have happened had somebody not walked in there. None. And I don't even want to think about it. You know, right now, I put makeup on today, so I won't think about it. So you know, no, it's you know, my whole hope out of this is that whether it's the guy who did it, whether it's Linda or I, or whether it's you who are trying to get the word out, or the ones who are hearing the word that you put out, is that, you know, we're here for a reason. And if the reason ends up being a bad reason, I mean, you know, it's still the best reason that you could possibly be on earth for. And if my reason is to save someone from being burned to death, or being burned to death with her, just so we're both, you know, the same, not afraid and not alone, that would have been fine too. But that would have been the worst death I would have ever thought about. Just the ears tell you that. I mean, I can't even imagine what Linda might have gone through after that if she hadn't been alone.
At what point did you notice that he was going to set you on fire?
I didn't. I had no idea. I thought he was gonna. He had the gun. I had no idea about the fire. I really anticipated being shot in the head. I didn't anticipate a fire at all. No idea until he started throwing it on us, throwing the fluid.
At that point, what is going through your head?
Well, actually, I wasn't even quite sure what it was. I just started taking advantage of the situation at that moment because the tape started loosening up where he soaked my head pretty good, and my eyes, it loosened the tape on my eyes. So I was able to see a little bit, and I kept trying to look at Linda because he was behind me, and trying to keep looking at Linda, and then I saw the flames on me, but I didn't know where he was. So the flames, I wasn't quite sure where the flames were. I wasn't quite positive that it was on me until I got up, you know, and then I realized that they were on me. So, but he had really soaked my head quite a bit with the flames. He soaked the whole place down. My main concern was to get up and get get Linda out, but it was the fire needed to be put out, so that's what I did first.
How did you do that?
I grabbed a bucket. I stood there and thought about it for a minute and realized that they had a big bucket over there that all these men in the morning come by and fill up their ice buckets with, and I went and grabbed a big ice bucket and opened up their ice machine and grabbed the ice and started throwing it on the fire. You know, and because the fire, you know, it could have, Linda was boxed in. She wouldn't have been able to get out had the fire gone that direction. So.
Ms. Stella, so I think this is very interesting. So I think people want to know, this gained like global attention, right? People from all over the world saw this, and
yes,
they're really concerned. How do you feel about so many people being so concerned about you and Linda?
Well,
and what do you have to tell them? I think they want to hear from you.
I love people. I love culture, and I love. I just like meeting people in the different places, and I probably have some of the greatest friends I've never met across the world. I've got some great friends, Shona Palu and in New Zealand. I've got a friend of mine, I can't pronounce his name, him and his wife in Nigeria, some ministers, and I've got a really great friend of mine who's I've met through LinkedIn a long time ago. He's a professor at one of the colleges out there, and he teaches me about fractals and the science stuff, you know. So I have a lot of great friends that I've never met, and I have a lot of great friends that I've never even heard of after this because I just want them to all know that I am fine. And all of these people, everybody, even the people that I don't know, didn't know before this, they've left such great kind words on so many places, like on my Facebook, you know, that blew up. I just want them to know that I'm okay. And if it wasn't for their prayers, I have no doubt that every prayer that went up needed to be going up for us, Linda and myself. We wouldn't be okay today, as okay here probably as we are without those prayers.
Any more questions?
I have one more, I'm sorry. So not a lot of people, after what you've been through, can really go through what you're going through right now. And I think it's just like super cool. Is there a lesson that you want people to learn after this when we air it?
You know, whenever you're put in a situation that maybe there's a crime that could happen. Now, Linda, I know, had no idea that this guy needed a few more cents for his little cigarillos that he went in there to buy. But my thought is this: I worked once with a guy came in and asked if he didn't have any money and he wanted some cigarettes. Well, my intuition's pretty good. I said, you know what? Let me buy those cigarettes for you, and I gave them to him. So I figure that if someone just needs a little bit of change or a little bit of help, that might be the best thing to do, is to give it to them, and let them go on their merry way, as opposed to a few cents maybe taking your life.
So you're clearly someone who's like a people person.
Yes.
So would you allow something like, tell us a little bit about how, it sounds like you're not going to allow this to scare you from strangers and...
Well, your feet take you a lot of places in 57 years, okay? So I think the places that my feet have walked helped me and allowed me to to take assess the situation, even though I didn't know what the situation was. It allowed me to assess it to a point where either I knew when I was going in there something I wasn't coming out, or if I was coming out. I don't really know. I've always been a people person, and I just think that if you listen and if you watch people, that you are going to be safer all the way around. Fortunately, you don't really have to watch so much for this type of person, but when it does happen, it's good to be that type of people person, you know. So I'm thankful. I call those my innate core capacities. And I say those are in my DNA from the get-go. You know, the Bible says that I'm beautifully and wonderfully made. So people don't even think about that. They think of that all up in the air, but that's your DNA. And there's some things that you are made of that you might not be taught about, but they come to you naturally. And that comes to me naturally. And I'm very thankful for those qualities.
Is this your normal hairstyle?
No, no, it isn't. And I'll tell you what, I have had my hair this short before, but I was blonde, and so I was told not to put on any blonde since my head's burned for a while. You know, women don't realize how freeing it is when you get your hair cut this short, because air gets on your scalp for the first time, and it's really freeing. That's wonderful. I think I'll keep it for a little while.
Why is it this short?
It was burned. All my hair was burned off. It was. I'd had it in a ponytail whenever I went in. And he just lit it up with that lighter fluid, and so it wasn't. We tried to comb it out, but it kept coming out in blobs. So, I'm loving it.
You really look good.
I can't wait till I can do it blonde and grow out a little bit more. Maybe put a part in it or something. You know, something.
How are you feeling now? What's your status?
I'm feeling fine. I wish I knew how to take care of. I wish I could see my ears a little bit better than I can, because it's hard to take care of your ears. But I'm feeling fine. I'm very happy about very happy. I'm very thankful that Linda is okay. You know, it's been a while since I've seen her smile, but I think I've seen her smile the last few days. So I think that y'all have helped a lot with that, because, you know, sometimes you just get to a place where you're all alone in the world and you don't know that anybody cares, and then all of a sudden you find out a world cares. So I'm really happy about that.
Any more, guys? Before we leave, Miss Dell, is it okay, some of the detectives that work tirelessly in the patrol office, they'd like to come give you a big hug? Is that
I would
okay?
love to, because, oh wait, I want to say something before we end this. I grew up in Pasadena, outside of, but I've grown the last few years in Houston, and you know, I'm one of those girls that I'm a neighborhood watch person. You know, if there's something weird or something, I'm the one that's calling. These guys, I cannot tell you, I still am beside myself to see how quick this department came together. And you know, I'm one of those people that watch the big picture and can see the pieces fit. And I'm telling you, those pieces were all fitting together outside that store that day. Those men were right on top of it. And I really, really appreciate it, all of you guys. Oh, bless you guys too. I know that y'all will. Thank you. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
These guys, Joe, are okay.
Oh, no, thank you. It's the Lord in me. I'm glad you got that on. Yeah. So.
Well, thank you very much for coming. This is about her, Miss Della, and
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Say and spell your name.
Excuse me?
Say your name one more time.
My name is Della Lejean Witt-Denizeri, but my friends call me DJ.
can you spell it that one?
All of it?
Yes, please.
Okay. DellaWitt-Denizeri. Della Witt-Denizeri.
I was just talking to Linda, that's so funny. She was like, I don't know who you're talking about. You mean DJ? And now I understand why she was saying that. Okay,
Yes,
that makes sense.
My family calls me Jean, okay? And then my friends call me DJ. So,
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
you're very welcome. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate it.